W.F. House presents an unabridged recording of A Newlywed's Guide to Fortune and Murder by Dianne Freeman, narrated by Karen Cass. Chapter 1. April 1900. You are right, Jarvis. We couldn't fit so much as a hat pin in here. From the edge of the attic, I peered through a haze of dust that floated in a patch of sunlight at what had to be generations of Hazelton cast-offs. Old trunks, boxes, and furnishings, both assembled and in pieces, covered with sheets, which in turn were covered with dust and even more boxes. Where did it all come from? I glanced at Jarvis, our butler. He was exactly my height, and I caught him in profile. Apart from a hawkish nose, the surface of his face was quite flat, until his lips curved in a smile, pushing round cheeks up and forward. "When Lord Brandon took over the house," he said, "most of the old Earl's furnishings were sent to the attic, as were Lord Brandon's things when Mr. Hazelton moved in. Then Rose and I moved in with our things, and more furniture was relegated to the attic. Mr. Hazelton, George, was my husband of 2 months. Rose was my 8-year-old daughter. For at least 2 generations, this house had been home to the heirs of the Earl of Hartfield, but the last heir, George's elder brother Brandon, had moved out when he inherited the title and the Earl's townhome. Since the next heir, Brandon's son, was only 10 years old, he would not be needing this house for several more years. George had taken over the lease on the house a year ago, and I had moved in when we married. I'd just spent the past hour searching for a room to claim as my office. The 3rd floor was a schoolroom and bedchambers for Rose and Nanny. George had sacrificed a bedchamber next to ours to create a boudoir and bath for me, something of a surprise wedding present. I needed a place to work, but felt a bit guilty attempting to lay claim to yet another space, and moving furnishings from that space to the attic was clearly out of the question. I glanced at Jarvis. Any ideas?
"Why, yes, I do have a location in mind."
Jarvis had a voice like the rumble of distant thunder. It gave his words a gravitas that had made me trust him from our first meeting, even if there was mischief in the hooded eyes that looked back at me. Do tell.
"Allow me to show you."
He made for the narrow staircase and preceded me down to the 3rd floor, where we passed through a baize door that took us through the sunlit nursery and the schoolroom.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?